All right.
All right.
Part 5 with Niels, prostitute disfigurement, Turian, unbenign. And who else? Who else am I
Knox.
forgetting? Who?
Knox.
Oh, yeah, Knox. And, and a new band in the works. They can't
Oh,
disclose it.
yeah. You will hear it soon, I guess.
What did you say? Is this black metal, death metal, or what did you say it was? Or you can't even say that?
Well, it will be death metal for sure. And I think it will be in the. Yeah, what I hear now of the riffing is a bit like, maybe a bit cheesy to say. It sounds like old Cannibal, old Sinister style of stuff.
Okay.
But it's still in the making, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
But
can't,
like
I can't tell anything yet. So.
you have a bunch of songs written yet, or not even like you're not even gonna have that much yet?
No, no, we start now. We start now. We are busy with riffs, what fits good, and stuff like that. So soon we will meet up and start programming drums and stuff like that. So, but I think we have already material for like 2 or 3 songs. So
Okay,
we
cool.
just have to make it one, and then I can slowly start running lyrics and stuff like that. Make
Okay.
vocal lines and rehearse a bit myself,
Yeah.
because my voice, of course, is very clean. So I have to make it bleed, to get the voice back.
Yeah. Okay.
But that will be it takes a few weeks and it's finished.
Yeah,
So
but
I hope we can even rehearse with drum machine, for a few times.
the unbenign, like that wasn't that long ago. What year did you record that?
Ah, fuck, 2021, 22.
Okay, so it's not like
You have an
and
you
that.
have an you have an EP out. Hola, and full length. I think 21, 22, something like that.
And that's the last thing that you sang on recorded.
Yeah, but with Omni 9 we have a complete full length ready, like a
But yeah,
second full length.
but you haven't.
We can easily fix it. So I think we will also start with that soon to make the second full length.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a lot of songs ready, so it's just we have to complete it. Of course, write some lyrics and stuff like that still, but yeah, that's the easy work. Making vocal lines is like fucking half an hour a song. I'm finished. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the wife ain't giving you any shit yet for doing all these parts.
Ooh, my wifey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just came home.
Oh, so okay,
She
just
just
came
came
home.
over. She said like, how long have you been talking to him? I said, 160 minutes, to the fucking asshole. No. But I said, now we're going to do record part 5. So,
Well,
yeah.
okay. Then is she in the
And she
metal at
likes it.
all?
She likes it. Sorry?
Is she in the metal at all?
No.
Metal?
Yeah,
No.
she likes, she listens to a lot of 80s rock, stuff like that. Some
Okay.
new wave. She likes Metallica, Slayer, a bit of Obituary,
Okay.
but she's not really into death metal or black metal or stuff like that. No.
So what does she think of prostitute disfigurements? Like, what does she say about that? Like,
But I don't know, really. She did not see me that much live on stage, I think. Only a few times.
but she's never like listened to it on YouTube or something out of curiosity to hear it at least.
Yeah, she knows it, of course. But if I will put it on, she doesn't know it's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I do that in the car. Just put on some prostitutes, some songs, and then this. But yeah, I get no reaction. So yeah.
Yeah. You guys have any kids?
She has a kid. Yeah,
Okay.
from
And
another. Yeah,
is a boy or girl?
it's a girl.
And does she like any metal at all?
Nope.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
No.
So
She's
you
now 14 years old.
okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah.
No, she
You're not.
doesn't. She knows, when I put on like for example, Pink Floyd or some bands like that. She knows that it's Pink Floyd or that's Bowie, David Bowie or stuff like that. She knows that
Yeah. Yeah.
because her mother likes that, but she
Yeah.
doesn't listen to it really. No, she
But
has
she
her
wouldn't
own
even.
taste.
She definitely wouldn't know. Like if you put on even Cannibal Corpse, she wouldn't know what that is.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, not even no, 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 no. But yeah,
Okay.
that's okay. Everybody has his own. It also depends, I think. Back in the day when I was on high school, you had a lot of metalheads, punks. This was amazing.
No, not over
And
here. No.
nowadays, you see nobody. If you walk here in the mall, you see no metalhead. No guy who like a hardcore punk shirt. Nothing. Back in the day, there were everywhere metalheads. Back in the day, beginning of the 90s.
No, it's funny because it's almost like the opposite here now. Now, don't be wrong. Like you're not going to just walk into a grocery store and even see a Cannibal Corpse shirt. Like very rarely will you. Like
No.
I've even said it on the channel once. I think in a non-metal setting, like non-show setting, anything like that's me walking around in a grocery store, whatever, just general public. In my entire life, seeing a metal shirt, whether it been Cannibal or Cradle of Filth or Morbid Angel, and it usually was pretty much those.
Yeah.
I'm not counting Metallica and Slayer. Outside that, like
Yeah.
an extreme metal shirt, it's definitely less than 10 times I've ever seen in my entire life, like ever. But
Yeah.
the thing is the times that you do see it, you'll see it a little bit more now, or at least I have, than I would have 20 years ago. Like 20 years ago, dude, when I was in high school and shit, the only people that listened to actual real metal was me and my two brothers. And we went to a high school. I think our high school had like 2,000 people, 2,000 kids. Nobody else
Yeah.
listened. They didn't even listen to Cannibal. Then they listened to
Weird.
gay shit like Slipknot and Marilyn Manson and stuff like that. But not even Cannibal, Morbid Angel, Deicide. Like you didn't see anybody wearing a shirt like that. Nobody. Like we stood out like a sore fucking thumb. Like it was like obvious.
Yeah, I think here in the high school, a lot of people. A lot of people. That's why I also learned more when I went to high school. You know, the first class of high school, you had 4 classes. It was a very small school. And 25% of that school was fucking into death metal.
Oh shit.
It was fucking crazy. It was every week I went to school with like a 5-pack of tapes, you know. And there was one guy who had his parents were a bit more rich, so he got from his parents, all the sweaters and the t-shirts, from Left Hand Pad, all the good stuff, from the beginning of the 90s, all the era shit.
Yeah.
And I got tapes, with fucking Left Hand Pad on it. The other side was Eating Back to Life, Butchered at Birth, Clandestine, all that stuff every week. That's why I went to school, to get those fucking tapes,
Yeah.
That was my thing. It was such a great time. But back in the day, you also had only a few releases.
Yeah.
You could, for example, Snooze Thrower had a record out. It's called Snooze Thrower. But that was the only one that month. You know what I mean? So you can listen to this record and you know the record very well. And then you got like fucking, for example, Covenant. I say something now. But, every month there was one record out. And now you have like 150 releases of shit every month.
What do you think about that? Like how today's how youth of today, even the people that are truly getting into it, but by the way they get into it, the means, like how you were just saying, like back when you're getting into it, you were getting dubbed cassettes, but now everything's at their fingertips and you can just YouTube it. And these kids are definitely never going to understand or experience a time that, especially that you did, because you're a few years older than me.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think they just completely missed out and they're at a disadvantage, or it's just like it's all about perspective, or
you know what it is? The kids nowadays, they don't know how it was back in the day, But I think the kids nowadays, they are spoiled. It's easy because they just YouTube. You can find everything you want, and you can listen to it. I like physical copies. If I hear a good album, then I buy it on vinyl because I like vinyls. I only collect vinyls. I had a lot of CDs back in the days, thousands of CDs, all sold it, and I bought vinyl back. But like if you see my vinyls, it's around almost 800 now.
Yeah.
But I don't, for example, if Dismember has 8 records, I only like 3. So the other 5 I don't buy, So if I pick one now, I know like, here, for example, like, holy fuck, this is the classic. Oh yeah, hello, Eating Back to Life, fucking original. But that's what I want on my collection. I want to pick up out of vinyl, like, oh, this is the best shit, classic. That's what I want on my collection, and I don't want to fill it with bullshit,
So what's the latest? With that being said, you just put out the Cannibal. What's the latest or last or whichever word you want to use, Cannibal Corpse record you own?
Finally, I get this question. It's a bleeding.
Oh, so you don't own any Corpse Grinder records?
No fucking way.
Oh no,
dude. I was such a big Cannibal Corpse fan back in the day. Chris Barnes fan,
Yeah.
Lyrics and the fucking artwork. I mean, Butcher the Birth, man. That's the best artwork ever made in fucking metal for me.
I can totally say, yeah, 100%.
Dude, when the bleeding came out, I was fucking disappointed. I think, what is this for lame fucking shit? I did not bought it. I said, what is this? I was so disappointed. But now I listen to it a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I hear the magic of it, you know? But back in the day, after Tomb, what the fuck is this shit, man? The lyrics were lamer, you know what I mean? And the artwork were all like fucking censored. You know? Yeah, man. When I saw Butcher the Burst for the first time, I was like, fuck, man, this is the shit. There's nothing better than this. It still is for me now, you know? Butcher the Birth, man, that's what death metal is. The artwork, the sound, you know, even the band photo with the red light, you know.
Yeah. 100%.
Atmosphere. That's fucking death metal. Death metal with stack.
and people say, when I call out fucking Tweak Mold and shit, wearing those ridiculous ass, dude. Did you see that? Did you see the video when I called out Tweak Mold? Fucking wearing the dude. They're on Decibel magazine cover, dude. The guy's literally wearing high pink shorts, like what are you doing? Like flat out, like, and they look like the biggest fucking Starbucks fucking working goddamn nerds I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And that's considered death metal? Exactly. Look at that Butcher of Earth red down light. That's death metal.
Yeah, man. That's
and people say, what do you mean? Image don't matter? Like, yes, it does.
Dude, the same with what is it from Hypocrisy? The second record. Also the same. Exactly. It has green light. But that's the shit, man. That's fucking. I like that stuff, you know.
Speaking about band photos, that too. That's the one you're not on. The Knox full length. What was the idea for the band photo? Where it's just showing their goddamn legs. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, you know why? That's a funny thing because Rob he paid a professional photographer. The photo he used. It was a photo that was not even, you know, it was not, how do you say that? What's the word for it? It was not a good photo. You know, that's why they only used the legs. That was on purpose.
Okay.
The whole record is also, the lyrics are in backwards.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also on purpose. People say, oh, I have a misprint, you know. No, it's Rob always says, if you want to read the lyrics of Ixesar, you have to use a mirror. That's the only thing it says in interviews. Use your fucking mirror. That's it. Then you can read it. Stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
It was very, that's how he is, you know.
Now, that never came out on vinyl, did it?
No Nox album.
Yeah.
Of course, you have the demo. Ixesar is on Eric Records.
Yeah.
And Blood and Bones is on Listenable. That stuff needs fucking vinyl releases, man. It's fucking death metal.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised. Surprised, especially with even like Listenable, they didn't ask because it's Listenable that did Liber Zarzax and Contra Rationum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wish because like what I would really like to especially Liber Zarzax, I would like Hells to repress an LP.
Yeah,
particularly that one, the main reason is because if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to look at my personal copy. The original, it doesn't even have an insert with lyrics. It's just a cover, total junk. So I wanted to repress it with an insert with all the lyrics and also the first 100 on picture disc, like we did a Purest Fire and of course on a Chaos Gods. Now the Contra Rationum, I think that's due for a repress too, but not as desperate because obviously it's not as old. It's not sold out as long. And at least it had the insert and shit like that. It wasn't as shitty. Yeah. But Listenable has been weird about licensing their stuff out, which is fine if he's going to do it himself. But it's like, are you going to actually repress that? I was like, I don't see. It's like that. See that's what pisses me off. Then it's like if you're not going to, then license it out. If you're going to, fine, fair enough, do it yourself. That's fine. I get it. But if you're not going to, just license it out. Just charge a fee. Like it doesn't even make sense.
It's just a shit label. That's what it is. You know, they made from Blood and Bones, Ritual Death, you know, the Nox EP. Just a diggy pack, you know, and then that's it, you know, no vinyl, nothing.
Yeah.
No promotion, zero. Fucking kills, man. That EP is so good.
Seriously, was Rob disappointed with Listenable of how they did the Centurions and all that, and how what they did and how they're not repressing it, or was he disappointed or was he
I
happy
don't
with it?
know because the Control album was they did a vinyl, two
Yeah,
vinyls, two colors, and the CD, and everything was perfect. But I don't know the rest. They
yeah,
did some shirts and everything, and that looked pretty good.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what Rob's thoughts are on that, but all labels are shit. That's true. Yeah, it's always something. It's annoying.
Yeah, yeah,
As a band, you put so much work in, making the music, the recording, the lyrics, the vocal, everything. It's so much work, and then they just, oh, you're a cheap ass digipack, go fuck yourself. That's it. Fuck off.
yeah, yeah,
Fix a fucking tour or something. I don't know. I mean, if you want to make your bands bigger, you have to tour. You know
yeah.
that's the best. That's what we experienced with Prostitute's Figament. We had our third album out, Left in Rich Fashion, after Death's album, and this arrangement. We did a small tour with Macabre, and then we did Deicide, and then we did Cannibal. It was becoming bigger and bigger.
Hmm.
You can see that you sell way more CDs and merch
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
We had merch with us for like fucking 3 weeks. Hey, in 3-4 days it was gone. That's how it sold so fast.
What was the best country you ever played with Prostitute? Both crowd wise and merch sales. Like where the crowd not only were they
Oh,
really into it, but they bought merch too. Like they liked it and they bought shit afterwards. Like who was
holy
the
fuck!
best?
Ireland,
Ireland. Okay.
yeah, and London, yeah, England.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like the
How was it?
UK and Ireland. Jesus Christ, yeah, easily. Everybody wants. You had like a few shirts and some CDs. Everybody like that's 3 shirts and all the CDs. Bam. I had all that money in my fucking pocket the whole tour. You know, in 3 days I had £3,000 in my fucking pocket.
Yeah, you get
If a
nervous when
fucking
you walk around.
junky ass asshole knew it, I was
Yeah.
literally walking with that money every day in my fucking pocket till I got home. Because of course we had one gig in Holland. Then I could drop the money at my place at home,
Yeah.
safe. Yeah, it was crazy.
No, I've been in scenarios where it's like that too, and you get nervous because you don't want to be walking around with that kind of money on you.
I have to hide it everywhere because I also didn't tell it to my own band members where I put my money.
Yeah.
You never know. Not that I trust them back in the day,
No,
but
no, but when it comes to large amounts of money, that's shit like in the real world, that's shit people get killed over.
yeah,
That's just the
exactly.
reality of it. That's just
Yeah,
reality. Yeah. It's so yeah, no.
but it was of course our first European tour with Deicide, so we didn't know. We played like Belgium, Holland, Germany, some festivals, but we didn't know how our merch sales would be in fucking Ireland or UK or France or whatever. So we made like 100 shirts of this, 100 of that, 100 of that, some hoodies, and stuff like that. It was sold in a few days.
Mm.
Like holy fuck. Yeah, easily
Why don't
like
you guys at that time then?
£1,000 a night. That the guys looking, holy fuck, what is this? They were
Why did
standing
you
in line to buy merchandise.
why did you guys never press the Involved Madness original cover on shirt then? Because I asked you about Hell's doing them. Said go ahead, but why did
Yeah,
you
but
never
back
do
in
it?
the day was because the files were all shit. It's all
Oh,
like
okay.
crappy. I mean, I was really surprised that you guys could now fix the original artwork till a bigger format, for
He
the picture disc or for.
yeah, my brother Easy E, he does layouts. He said scan it in at 600 DPI. He's like, I'll be able to make it work. He's like, I'll be able to get it to work.
Yeah,
I was
man,
like, all right,
that's nice. Then you have the original shit.
yeah.
It's only released on 500 copies on CD. That's it.
Oh, that's all
So
they
yeah,
pressed was 500 of those shit. I mean, that's
I think so. The rumors are that because the guy is dead now from the label, he died
oh
last
wow.
year.
How would he die of?
The story I know, his name was Jan, Jan Hummel, and he released like he had pretty good bands in the beginning. He had like Prostitute's Figment, he had Clit Eater, you know
Mm-hmm.
them
Yeah,
from Holland,
yeah, yeah.
Rondenkop,
Clit them all, eat clit or die. I know.
exactly. Bile, some guys from
Yeah,
Inhume Mangled,
yeah. Gore grind
and
band.
but I heard the rumor. Of course, I didn't see him for ages, but I had the rumor like he went to the doctor because he had pain in the stomach, and 5 days later he was dead.
Shit, maybe like
So like
stomach
fuck,
cancer or something.
something like that. He had so much pain, and he didn't last for a week, and he died.
Oh shit.
Pretty sad, yeah.
And
Um,
he wasn't that old either.
he was. I think over the 60s already.
Oh, he's that. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he was pretty old. He was pretty old.
Yeah, usually guys at that age aren't even into, at least especially that time, into like really brutal shit.
Yeah, yeah, he was really into brutal shit.
Yeah.
Only brutal shit. That was pretty, yeah, pretty cool to see. But I didn't saw him for years, you know. So yeah, and but he printed 500 copies, and the rumor is that he again did 500. But I can't. I mean, it's fucking 25 years ago. But according to Discogs, it's 500. You know, like one press.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and after that we did, of course, like Unmasked Brutality did a repress in 2004. Of course, we took another artwork, you
Hmm.
know, and a few years later, after that, Disembodied from Argentina did also Disembodied Records did also a reprint. We also choose for another artwork. It was a bit on purpose, you know.
Three different covers.
It's four.
Four.
To
Shit.
be honest, the last one is on vinyl and on CD, and it's done by Transcending Records from Canada
Uh-huh.
and CDM or something. So it's four covers. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, four. Shit, I know. Okay, I thought it was just two. Yeah.
And you have one album that's the demo included. That's why I said maybe it's nice for you guys to make a demo LP. You like
Yeah,
the stuff, you know.
we didn't even get, we cut ourselves off. That's what I was saying. Yeah, because my brothers too. I'm sure they'll see this. The thing is, full transparency. My two brothers, I don't even know. I mean, they know of the band now. I don't even know how familiar they are with Prostitute Disfigurement. That was a CD I bought on my own. We're teenagers.
Yeah.
I don't know if they picked it up as well or I don't know. I brought up the release and shit. They're like, yeah, yeah, cool, whatever. And but they didn't comment like, and I didn't ask. Um, so, but I think they're gonna be. I think the Embalm Madness is gonna go over really well, and I'm not gonna have to like I'm not gonna have to pry it out of them like to do the demo. I like it to be a 12-inch maxi because the 12 demo's only like what 19 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, we have two demos. We have one before Embalmed, you know, the real demo, and we have one sort of a promo tape before Decent Derangement.
So probably in that case, if doing a vinyl, if they probably should do both, right? At
We
side
have
A,
two,
one
we have
demo,
two
side
demos. Yeah,
yeah, should
one is
do
a
that
drum
then. Yeah, yeah,
machine,
yeah.
and the
That way,
other.
I was gonna say otherwise it'd be okay. That way it'd be a full. But I'm saying when Embalm Madness comes out, and if it performs how I think it's going to, which
Yeah,
I have a pretty damn good feeling. I'm not gonna have to pull their leg. They're like, oh shit, yeah, sign up the demo. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The only
yeah.
thing is with that though, homeboy, I gotta be honest with you. I I can't pull a Harry Potter magic wand on this. I don't own that. So if you better have something to scan or something to give me because I'm gonna need like I'm gonna need art. I'm gonna need I don't even have the music. I have nothing. I never owned those demos.
Yeah. Okay, we have to.
I'm assuming you
Let's
have a
let's just first do Fix and Ball Madness, and then we see from there. You know.
well, but I mean, do you at least own both the demos yourself?
No,
Oh, so you don't even have
I
a copy.
think the maybe one band member has it because the second demo was sort of an advanced CDR because we only signed to Dismemberment Records for one record, you know. So then after Dismemberment Records, we were looking for another label, and then we found Morbid Records from Germany.
Yeah,
You know, also done Hemorrhage, Amateur Cold, stuff like
yeah.
that. I think, yeah,
Hemorrhage, Obsinity. I'm a big Obsinity fan. Well, the early shit.
Obscenity, yeah,
Yeah,
from
from
Germany, yeah, of
Germany.
course. I know
Yeah,
them as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
You ever play with those guys?
No, but I lived in Germany for 2 years,
Have you seen them
and
live?
the guitar player was a good friend of my ex-girlfriend back in the day. So I saw him every weekend.
Shit.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, their album Intense, which was that? Was that their fifth album? That album down, I loved. I loved that shit. You know what I mean? As a kid growing up and to this day,
yeah,
and I would love to put some of that on vinyl too. For example, like Intense only exists on Picture This, so a vinyl of that would be cool. Human Barbecue, that's never been on vinyl.
yeah. Human barbecue. Yeah, I know that
Yep.
one.
I only
Yeah.
own a picture disc of that, so a vinyl of that'd be cool. I think third chapter's never been on anything. The first two albums, Perversion Mankind and Suffocated Truth, those recently came out on a label in China on vinyl. I own both of those. So those have been done, but also their Demoniac CD. It's their demos on CD, which is fantastic. I think a
Okay.
vinyl release of that would be fucking great too. I would love to work with the band, love to, but I have no contact, don't know them, know nothing about them.
Yeah,
Um,
it's yeah, it's pretty hard to find those guys. I think. Yeah.
I don't even know if they're technically still around, if they're considered active or not.
I don't know, man. I don't know shit. I'm not. I've been a ghost in the scene for 5, 6 years, man.
Yeah.
I got an offer like a month ago. Some friends of mine have a band, and they asked me if is PD still alive? Prostitute Famous still alive? Like can
Uh-huh.
you because they have a CD release, and if you wanted to play there, and so I say like no, we are. I always say we are on ice, like I don't know because I really want to make a record with Prostitute Figment, just record it, bring it out, and live, we just see what happens. So, but they said like, fuck man, you have to start playing, come off your lazy ass and do gigs. It's a
Yeah.
lot of people always say that. Why are you not around? You are the fucking death metal band. You
Yeah.
because a lot of people always had a lot of fun with us. On stage. I was always kicking people off stage and shit like that. Throwing monitors in the audience. Like Seth Putnam style. That's what fucking happened.
But your opinion, you're basically saying like for myself or somebody going as a spectator or fan, Prostitute's Figurement would be a good, entertaining live band.
I think so. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of bands are just boring as fuck live. Even if I'm in their music, I'm like, live, they kind of suck. They just kind of stand there.
I know. I know. It
I was
is.
like, they,
Yeah, entertaining. Of course, we play also our set, and but normally there are always some things happening on stage, like when we play Holland. I told you before, it's always like boring. We normally refuse it,
yeah.
like fuck you with your Dutch gig. What we normally did was like we played Netherlands Death Fest. That is the biggest, all the bands from over all the fucking world play there. That was the only gig we did in Holland because it's in a very big venue in Tilburg.
So talk to me about that. Netherlands Death Fest. Do they do that every year to this day?
Yeah,
When is it? Like what month? Like a date roughly?
I to be honest, I don't know if they do it now, but it started with in 2004. We were signed to Prostitute Figure was signed to Neurotic Records from Tilburg, and it was a Neurotic Death Fest. You have Knox playing, Prostitute Figure was playing, and sometimes a band like Avils or something, something like that. But it became bigger, and literally years ago, the biggest bands in death metal were playing there. Fucking 2 days, only fucking great death metal. Just name it, and it was playing there. And I know back then it was also the guys from Maryland Death Fest took over the festival.
Oh no
What's
shit.
the
Okay.
name?
Well, I know. I kind of
So
know
it
him.
was a Maryland Death Fest sort of, but then in Holland.
Maybe I should ask him then. Evan, for that. He's part owner of Maryland Death Fest. I have his number. We talk.
And the
Evan's a
other
really.
guy, Evan N.
I don't know the other guy, but yeah, he's got a partner. I would know his name when I heard it, but I only know Evan. Like I know, like I have, like I can text Evan right now, and I'm 100% positive he's going to text me back. He's a cool dude. He's actually one of the few people in the scene too. It's like, oh, cool. It's fun to see a guy that works out. Like he's actually like, he's, no homo. He's pretty jacked, which is fucking awesome. And he sings for the band Miasmatic Necrosis. You ever heard that?
No.
Oh, dude, that's one of the newer Gorga. You got to watch DAWG's channel. It's one of my recommendeds. Is they did one album so far. It's total like the best comparison I could compare it to is like Regurgitate's first record, the effortless regurgitation of Bright Red Blood. Really catchy.
Okay.
And they're
Okay.
awesome live too, dude. Live, they just had this, they had like the fog and just this big bright light. Evan just had his face on like he wanted to kill people. He didn't say nothing. He wears spikes too, not going up there with no gay ass fucking jerseys. So it was a
Okay.
gore grind band that looked dark and it sounded awesome. His vocals are, I mean, they're pitch shifted. They sound disgusting as fuck, but really catchy riffs. The album is fan fucking tastic. Two Paws Up, I definitely recommend it. Dude, you definitely got to check it out. It came out in what is it, 2019 or 2020, and I gave that as far as gore grind releases in that time frame. I said these are the gore grind records I like. Was Pharmacist was on their first record, Medical
Yeah.
Renditions of Grinding Decomposition, Miasmatic Necrosis, the Apex, whatever the album's called, Apex something, and then Melting Rot, Blood Illusions. Watch out for that. Hell, that'll the comp LP of their demos and seven is coming out on Hell's. It's at Press, goddammit. Melting Rot did one album. So those were the gore grind bands of like 2019, 2020 that I liked. But Miasmatic Necrosis, that's Evan that does Maryland Death Fest. He's the singer of it. And it's fucking great, dude. Good, but real, dude, I can honestly say, as far as gore grind, they're probably the best gore grind band I've seen live, and if not ever, I can't even tell you.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm not really into gore grind, to be
You like
honest.
it, dude. It's death, gore grind, brutal death. Put it
Yeah,
to you this
okay.
way. Put it to you this way. There's no way you're gonna put it out with the sack shit you like and be like, this fucking sucks. You're
Okay.
definitely gonna mentally be like, oh, this is pretty okay. At the
I should check
very
out.
fucking least. Yeah, you're not gonna think it sucks. No way.
Okay, I will check it out later.
Yeah, miasmatic
I will let
necrosis.
I will let you know it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll text Evan because what I reason I was saying that is because I would seriously consider it, but I would need like at least a year's notice, and I'd get my passport update. I would love to make like a 5 to 7 day vacation to Holland, but I'd want to do it when there's some type of fest or show.
Yeah.
So that way, well, number one, I have something to fucking do, and number two, dude, I just want to get interviews, hang out with guys, meet people, have an
Yeah, exactly.
experience. Um,
Yeah.
but if there's something cool, I would want to set up for a year where it's like there's at least a good handful of bands I want to see. Um, but if you're saying this Netherlands Death Fest,
Yeah, I don't know if it
you're
still
not even
exists
sure if it's, you're not sure exactly. Well, put it this
you know,
way: is there a fest that is currently going on that you do know still exists?
in Europe.
No, in
Or,
Netherlands, is in Holland, is there
no.
any fest that goes on that
Yeah,
you
in
know still
Netherlands, just
exists?
like Into the Grave
And that's in,
festival is in the north of Holland. Um, I don't know, man. Dude, I don't know it. I don't
now
know shit.
were these fests any good or were they like shit? Like how many days was it outside? Was it
It was outside. I think it was no 2 days.
okay?
Of course, you have Dynamo Metal Fest, but all wimp shit, all wimp bands. Total. You'd have done an only band that think, okay, that's nice. So that's obituary, and the rest is all,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
rubbish.
yeah.
Um, I don't know, to be honest. The thing is, I'm not, with Holland. I I live in Holland, but it's to play in a metal, as a Dutch band. You play in Holland. It's always a bit. It's boring audience.
Now, do you think that's your take because you live there? Do you think another band coming there, like for example, do you think when Deicide play there, Glenn was thinking, "Man, this crowd sucks"? Do you think that was his impression? And I'm just saying, using him as an example, but other bands, American bands, other European bands, do you think when they go to Holland, they're like, "Man, this place sucks"?
Yeah, yeah. I never seen an audience in Holland that was very, energetic or not really.
Really?
Because when
Okay.
you play Netherlands Death Fest, for example, there are of course a lot of people from all over the world in the audience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
100%.
I played there many times with Nox, with Centurion, with Prostitute's Figment, and we always had a good crowd. But yeah,
And which Death Fest you said?
that was the Netherlands Death Fest.
Netherlands. Okay, Netherlands. Oh, so that
Yeah, that
crowd
was
was
always
good.
good. But of course, in the audience, there are a lot of people coming from over all Europe.
Okay.
So yeah,
Now,
that's.
when a band like Nox and Centurion would play that, because I know they weren't the headlining bands, how long of a set did they get?
Say that again.
How long of a set list did those bands get? Centurion, Nox, the non-headlining bands. Did you
Yeah,
get at least
normally about 45 minutes, something like that.
okay, so
Just
pretty good. The reason I ask is because
in between.
I'm not gonna throw anyone on the bus, but there's fests that goes on here now, and some bands, dude, they get a 15-minute slot. I'm like, that's
15 minutes,
yeah, I'm like,
dude.
that is dumb as fuck.
I would stay in bed for that, man, and I'm
Right, I
throwing
know,
out that bullshit.
100%. I was like, that's dumb as fuck.
15 minutes.
It's not all, but there's some bands get a half hour, some get 15, and then the headliners get like 45 or an hour. Yeah,
That's
it's like
really.
I don't want to say too much because again, don't
I
shoot me.
understand, but
But
that's
it's
pretty
like I'm
sad.
like turn off fucking Central. Let me tell you that. Put it to you this way: if I'm going to see if Prostitute Disfigurement came over here
Yeah,
and I were at a fest and they played 15 minutes, I'd be fucking pissed. Like I'd be
yeah,
straight
of
up
course.
pissed. like, what the fuck? That's the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I think an hour is normal.
Yeah, yeah,
If
hundred
you're a
percent.
bit higher on the bill, 1 hour is normal.
Yeah.
40, 50 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe. It's also sometimes it's nice because when we did the Deicide tour, for example, you played 30 minutes because you're an opening band.
No, and I get
And
that. I
that's
think
also nice in a way.
to me, 30 is acceptable, but that's the minimum.
Yeah, that's the minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, any less, that's like, dude, just stay home.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Fucking
I
hell.
wanted to ask you real quick. I mean, we got 5 minutes up in this video, but we could take in the next one. You said it, so I don't know if something you wanted to bring up or talk about, or if you were just saying it sarcastically. You said there's some shit I want to ask you. That's what you said to
Yeah,
me.
but I mean, like, for example, if we
I just wanted
discuss
to
like,
get that in, just like give that opportunity, because I didn't know what you meant by if it was a topic
yeah,
to
no, I
talk
meant
about.
like, if we talk like, for example, about emulation, what's your favorite record about emulation, for example, stuff like that.
Yeah, let's
When the
talk about
topic, when the
let's
topic
do
is
that. Yeah,
there.
yeah. You just start up some of the shit. I mean, we'll see where that goes, and if anything pops in my mind as far as going over the bands and shit. Yeah, you'll start that. What do you think is an interesting thing? So yeah, what are those type of questions? Let's go there. We'll just lead it. We'll do like one here, finish it off. We got 4 minutes, and we can lead that in starting in the last part. Then part six. That'll be part six, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like Carcass, for example. You'll say like Reader's Book of Foot Affection, but do you also like hard work?
I do. But that shit,
Do
they
you?
definitely, yeah, I do, but they should have changed their name. Now you got to understand, like, too, there's certain bands that get passed and shit like that. Carcass was a band, one of the first bands I heard. When I mean first, it wasn't first or second, but it was. I think I was 13, so very very young. So
Yeah, yeah,
you're gonna get things are gonna get a little bit more of a pass. And when you're hearing something like Heartwork and you're new to extreme metal music, you're like, it still is extreme. You're like, it's different.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, the songs on there, Carnal Forge, the title track, Heartwork, I think those are fantastic songs. Now, is it true Carcass, path, psychopathologist type lyrics and the gore covers? And that, no, no, it's not.
no,
But for me to say I don't like this music, I would be lying to myself. I was like, I enjoy it. The only song I don't like on there is No Love Lost. And even that, the opening riff and shit, it's kind of catchy. The lyrics are terrible. And
yeah,
if nothing else, I just think it's the worst song on the on the record by a
yeah,
large margin. But dude, I got another hot take. I even like Swan Song. It's like a good death and roll record. Now, is it a wimpy record? Yes. Is it a sellout record? Yes. Is it a total like kind of whipping out your dick and pissing in your fan's face? Yes. But if I put it on, I can't deny that I think songs like Polarized, Keep on Rotting in the Free World, Go to Hell, I can't deny. I was like, I enjoy these songs very much so. Like I thoroughly enjoy them. The cover's
yeah,
terrible, everything like that. And when I
yeah,
think Carcass, I think the nasty logo. I think the baby fetal skeleton shirt designs they sold on Symphony of Sickness. I think of Recaputrefaction. I think of those guttural fucking pitch shifting vocals are the first one to do it. I think Exhumed to Consume. I think shit. Yeah, that's why the band Exhumed got their name. They got it because when they saw Carcass opened up for Death in 1999, they went home and said, "Fucking, this is the shit. We're going to start a band called Exhumed." Um, that's what I think,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I think Recaputrefaction is the first gore grind record in existence. I think that's what started the genre gore grind, and I think it's unmatched to this day. The extremity with that rawness, not this crystal clear bullshit. No gay ass trigger drums. It's got that hard thuddy sound. Ken Owens, psychopathologist with those dual vocals, and he does them on
yeah,
microwave uterus gestation and feast on dismembered carnage. Just best, man. Fucking just nasty as fuck. You know, mom's not gonna like it. No normie, Slipknot, corn limp dick listening, fucking poser homo is gonna truly like that. Because at the end of the day, it is possible they put on Slayer and they enjoy it. It is possible Cannibal Corpse, the bleeding, they might enjoy it. It's
yeah.
possible a morbid angel here and there, they're gonna enjoy it. But are those wimpy ass ears, are they gonna enjoy Recaputrefaction? No way,
Nope.
no how. Because that's
No,
the real
no.
shit.
That's for sure. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because I just want to know that because I really don't like hard work. You know,
That doesn't
you know
surprise
what I
me.
like about hard work? I like the opening riff and his vocals, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
No Love Lost.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always compare that to Walk from Pantera. horrible.
Yeah, that's a low blow, homie. Well, we'll sign it up there, man. We're just under a minute before it signs up. But god
Yeah.
damn it, comparing to walk, god damn, the most canoe song in history. Holy fucking shit, Ski. Talk about